Hello. Um, my name is Caleb Plett. I am a freshman at OPU, Life Pacific University, at the Gettysburg Foursquare Microcampus. This is for the class first year seminar with Professor Dorothy. Um, and the assignment was to give major takeaways from the class and 3 strategies that I will use going forward. So, without further ado, we'll get into it. Um, Major takeaway number 1 was that I really enjoyed the reflection papers, which basically we had to look at a part of ourselves and kind of just reflect on it and write about it. And so it was a critical thinking reflection was one of them. We had stress and anxiety reflection paper, and I found those very useful. Just kind of in the busyness of life, I don't always sit back and reflect on myself and find out what's going on with me. So kind of just processing how I deal with stress and anxiety, processing if I'm a critical thinker. We did an Enneagram test and StrengthsFinder test. Those were very, very helpful. And I appreciated those even when I didn't feel like writing them. They were nice for that specifically. Stress and anxiety one especially I really enjoyed. That was when I actually enjoyed the process of writing because it was good to take a look within myself and realize how do I deal with stress, how do I deal with anxiety, and so the course layout in that way I really liked. Takeaway number 2 was I, for probably the first time, at least willingly, did community service, which I went to the Adams County Mission, or the Adams Rescue Mission. It's basically a it's not a charity. It's basically a place. It's like a thrift store, and they help restore men off the street who maybe are addicted to drugs, have bad home lives, bad situations, maybe have done some bad things. They take them in and they try to rehabilitate them, all while spreading the gospel of Jesus and sharing Jesus with them. So I was able to go and do a chapel with them. I thought that was really neat. I was also able to help out, and even though my role was pretty small, I was kind of just helping make some pamphlets. It was interesting, and it was cool. And I felt like I was part of something. I felt like I was helping out, and I liked that. Any other major takeaways I had from the class was I think I just, it taught me that I can do something, if that makes sense. I was always a really bad student in high school, and so kind of getting a good grade in this class when it wasn't something I necessarily was passionate about just kind of showed me that I'm able to put my head down and get something done and achieve. And I really appreciated that because that's something I doubted about myself a lot. So those are probably my main takeaways. As far as strategies, which the next part of this assignment is, describe at least 3 strategies you want to use to achieve success. And so I gained a lot of these strategies from this past semester at LPU, which was my first semester in college, and again, my first semester of any kind of schooling I ever took seriously, because high school was such a non-starter for me in that way. So strategies I'm going to use going forward are a lot of the ones I used this past semester, which I'll say number 1 would be I was planning my week out at the beginning of the week. So I would sit down on Monday and I would write in my notebook. So for the first couple weeks, what I did was I would write down in my notebook, okay, week 6, or week 3, and then I would do first year seminar, this, biblical literature, this, principles of Christian scholarship, this. And I would kind of list it all out, and I could check it off when I was done. It's that sense of satisfaction. And that was cool. That worked. But it was really around week 5 that I remember vividly, I was sat down in a Sheetz at 11:30 p.m. on a Sunday. And I was just trying to cram and get everything done. And I was sitting there with my friend, and she was like, dude, we can't do this anymore. We got to start making schedules. So for the last 4 weeks of class, 3 weeks, we kind of sat down and at the beginning of the week wrote down, okay, Monday we're going to do this, Tuesday we're going to do this, Wednesday we're going to do this, and so on. And that was really helpful for the last couple weeks of just like, okay, this is helping keep me on track, and I'm done everything by Sunday because I'm able to do that. It's just I need to be kind of kept accountable. So I think next semester, the second half of this semester and next semester, I'm going to try to do that and really just plan out my days one by one, and I want everything done by Sunday. I like having my Sundays to rest. I think that's going to make me a better student for the week if I have a Sunday to rest. Go to church. I got to be here early, 7:30 to 12:30. I got to be here. Do that, have my day of rest, fellowship, Sabbath. So that's number one, strategy. Number two strategy, I wrote down eating the frog. Now, when I say this, this is obviously something my mom always said to me. Said you got to eat the frog at the beginning of the day if you want to get it done. You got to get stuff done. You got to start with the hard thing. And I think eating a frog would be real, real hard. If I had to eat a frog every day, I'd probably want to do it at the beginning of the day. So how this pertains to my schoolwork is if I got a big assignment, I got to do that in the beginning of the week. If I wait till Friday, I'm not going to feel like it. My work might suffer because I waited so long, procrastinated, and now I got to kind of cram it in. If I just eat that frog in the beginning of the week, if I do my big assignment in the beginning of the week, then the rest of my week is a lot more free. And then I can worry about my small stuff, and I'm just going to feel such a weight off my shoulders knowing I did that. So I wrote down eating the frog. Also, my site director, Jen, she always talks about eating the frog and getting that done. So it's not something I did great at this past term. I kind of waited till Friday and Saturday, maybe even Sunday to get my big things done. And I got good grades, but I just know I could do better. If I do it on Monday, worry about the small stuff after, I just know I can do better with that. So that's eating the frog. That's my number 2 strategy. Number 3 strategy is just staying ahead. This is also something I didn't do a great job at this semester. I got all my stuff in on time, but I didn't get ahead, and I could have gotten ahead. So I think the way I'm going to implement this strategy is I have a classmate. His name is Bo. I love Bo. And he's 40. And he told me that he stays a complete week ahead on his schoolwork. So in week 6, he had all of week 7 done. So basically, I think I can do a better job, and maybe not being a whole week ahead, but I can at least, maybe by Thursday or Friday, I can have started my Monday and Tuesday work. I don't know. That's, I guess, just something I'm still workshopping. But I do want to try to maybe stay ahead in the way of the big stuff is done, it's out of the way, and I am in no danger of falling behind. That might be the big thing, just being in no danger of falling behind. So those are my 3 strategies. My number 4 strategy, My number 4 strategy, I have a 4th one, is this is something I've done a really, really good job at for the past 2 weeks, is rest, sleep schedule. In a way, even staying in my Bible, staying in the Word, staying in worship and in prayer. This has been huge. Over the past couple weeks, I've really, really, really implemented. Some nights, if I don't got anything going on, I got to be home. I got to be home at 7:30, get my shower, read my Bible, worship, pray, maybe read a book, get my mind calm and relaxed. I heard my pastor say, the way you go to sleep at night is the way you're going to wake up in the morning. And that really stuck with me, because if I go to bed exhausted and tired and all over the place, then I'm going to be exhausted and tired and all over the place when I wake up. So if I go to bed just real calm and relaxed, I'm going to wake up feeling rested. You know what I'm saying? And so that was kind of my strategy. That's going to be my strategy going into next semester, is stay on top of my rest and in my prayer and be calm, be relaxed. Don't overload your plate. At the beginning of this semester, I had 2 jobs. I was working Monday through Friday in the mornings. I had Wednesdays off, but Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday in the mornings. Then I would work Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. I was a server. I was a waiter. And that was just way too much because I was a full-time student. I had 2 jobs, full-time student. I was serving in ministry, And then I had like my social life and my relationships I was trying to keep up. And then family life on top of that, it got really, really, really way too hard. So over the course of the semester, I kind of gradually prioritized rest more and more and more. And that's a huge strategy that I'm going to try to do better at. Like when this next term starts, when the next semester starts, is rest needs to be a priority over some other things. And I think I'm really doing a good job at finding balance, but I can definitely just continue to do better. I'm way better at the balance now than I was at the beginning of the semester, and it's only been 8 weeks. Over the course of the next 8 weeks, how much better can I get? We'll see. We'll find out. But anywho, that's all my takeaways and all my strategies. Thank you for listening. And Miss Dorothy, thanks for watching. I hope I get a good grade on this. And thank you for the class. Goodbye.